What's up, Renegade Nation? Before we begin the video, I'd like to give a big shout out to our most recent Patreon supporters, Daniel Roden, Apache Overlord, Alec Eccentric, Tech Snow, Ross Lingard, and John. Thank you all so much for your support, and if you want to support us on Patreon, feel free to check out the link down below to find out more. Thanks again. You know, when certain people leave a character that they're known for playing, you know, Michael Keaton not coming back to play Batman, you know, Katie Holmes not coming back to play Rachel Dawes, and there's other examples out there. I mean, if you all can think of an example, feel free to list it down below. I mean, I know one. Terrence Howard not coming back to play Rhodey, aka War Machine, and instead being replaced by Don Cheadle. That's probably the biggest one, because everyone who watched the first Iron Man and then they watched the second one was like, "Who's that?"
Right.
Exactly.
That was odd, but
it was, but
they both did a good job.
Don Cheadle's a great actor, and he did really good as Rhodey.
Yeah.
But when you leave a role as iconic as Superman, iconic. Say what you will about the level of awesomeness of the character, but you cannot deny that Superman is a very iconic character. That being said, going from Superman to Geralt from The Witcher, that's a hell of a step, because you're going from one of the most pure-hearted, most outright good people in the world, you know, I represent all that is good and great in the world, and then going to a
raw savage,
demon-slaying, pussy-slaying monster of a man who honestly just gives no fucks.
Yeah,
slays everything.
Well, I don't know how he's written in the books, but you can play him as more of a nice guy in the games.
Yeah.
In the books, I believe he's played more of an anti-hero instead of a hero. See, but you see, that's the beauty of the games. The games, you can play him however the hell you want to play him. But the books,
it's a deep RPG.
Very deep.
Yeah.
So the games will even let you do stuff like, I would like to get paid, but since you don't have any money, I'll still do it for you anyway. And stuff like that.
Well, you can be nice.
Mm-hmm.
You can be nice, and people can know you favors, or you could press them on it.
Yeah.
Just be like, you ain't got the money. All right.
I ain't got the time.
See ya. But The Witcher is now going to be, I think, a film. I think
this is a series.
Oh, a series. Okay, it probably is going to be if that's the thing.
Yeah,
probably going to be a series, because there's just too much in The Witcher to really stuff into one movie.
Holy shit! There's so much.
Yeah, because
there's so many extra games.
Well, yeah, all three games are massive. And to add on the DLCs, which are themselves expansive and very massive.
I think there's a a strategic RPG game.
Oh yeah, point and click. Yeah,
and then the card game. What is it, Gwent or something like that?
I think so. Yeah.
That you can. There's a game of it. I don't know what happened to it. You used to be able to get it on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, but it was a standalone just card game too.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of shit going on, man.
Yeah, but a lot of people remember The Witcher, for the games. That's probably the most popular medium it has now. Because The Witcher 3, I mean, the one thing I will say about The Witcher games, they got better as they went along.
Mm-hmm.
I know people are going to be like, "Oh, the first one's the best one," because
I never played it.
I played.
I thought, is it only on PC?
What, the first one?
Yeah.
I believe
it's PC only.
Yeah, PC only.
Because I've got the second one, like the expansion edition, the special edition.
Yeah.
And I've got the third one as well with all the content, but I've never played the first one, so
well,
I don't know.
The first one's good. The first one's really good. It's buggy. It's a little bit buggy, or it was in the beginning, but they've fixed a lot of it now. The second one was even better, and the third one was even better than the second one, in my opinion. It's because CD Projekt Red did an amazing job working the game to perfection. And eventually I think they got there with 3, even though they had stuff in the game that wasn't necessary. Hairworks. I'm just going to say, you want to melt your... in the early days, if you wanted to melt your graphics card, just throw on Hairworks at 4K. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Your PC will literally going, ah! Yeah. But overall, the Witcher series, which I'm very excited to see how it's going to turn out.
I'm interested, man.
I have no faith.
You have no faith?
Name a good video game adaptation.
I don't know.
I don't know
really
either.
don't. I don't think I've ever seen one.
Like, Silent Hill is the only one that was ever passable to me, and
Yeah.
that was going into it with the mentality that, well, Silent Hill almost changes story in every game, so this can be its own Silent Hill story.
Yeah, that's how it works.
So I actually enjoyed it kind of all right, but didn't like the fact that they straight up had to take all of the creatures like Pyramid Head and stuff from the game and take them out of context from what they were to just bring in views for the movie, apparently.
Yeah, well...
But basically, here's the thing, is like adapting a game to another form of media. It's much the same as adapting a book to a movie or adapting an anime series to a movie. There's too much there because games are longer than movies. They have too much more
that's
content.
why I think
so
this
series
being a
is the right first step.
What about Tomb Raider?
But there's this other thing that they seem to do with games that involves them thinking that, if they make it too similar to the game, nobody will care because they already know what happens and stuff. But that involves them half-assing all of their research and fucking up all the lore. And that's why basically every game adaptation into movie sucks, or into series or anything.
The only one, I would say, actually, Chad made a decent point there.
The first Tomb Raider movie.
No, I'm
just
not talking about...
that was the character
the
model
the Angelina
for
the Angelina Jolie
literal
ones,
game character.
No, I didn't like those that much.
That has to give something to it. That's literally the person they modeled the character after.
I know.
While making, so that's more realistic than anything else I can
still,
think of.
that doesn't excuse the story for being as bad as it is.
Yeah, it's just,
I mean,
which one is good?
Movies.
The more recent one, the one that
I'm
that
just
has
saying,
Alicia
like
Vikander.
what other game movie keeps the lore or keeps the story arc from a video game that's a movie that you can think of? I can't.
Well,
they've all been trashed.
Well, the one that with Erica Vikander, it keeps the lore of Lara Croft that we got in the newer Tomb Raider games. But it puts her in a different adventure, which I can respect.
Yeah, that's fine.
You see, I
still
like
never
that.
saw that one, and I guess that could be one of the only good game adaptations.
It's not amazing, but it's good. I would give it at least a 7, in my opinion. There were things they could have done differently. They could have trimmed the story, made it flow a little bit better.
I know y'all love Doom, right?
Fuck yeah.
No, the movie.
Oh, fuck no. I love the game. I love the games.
Yeah.
The first Hitman movie was okay.
It was.
And that's pretty much the furthest they ever get when they adapt a game into something else is okay. And that's why I just don't really think I have much faith in this.
If the first movie would have had a better director, because I think originally they had Luc Besson on as the director, and I think maybe he could have done a better job, but Xavier Gens, his directing decisions confused the shit out of me, because when it came to certain scenes, I'm just like, why are you filming it like this? Why not have the camera placement over here so that way we can get a real scope of the scene? Instead, when he films all the action scenes, it's all close cuts and this and that. I'm like, come on. These guys have trained their asses off to do a good stunt work, and you don't want to show that.
What about a film adaptation of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas?
Never going to happen. Never going to happen.
That would work.
It would work, but honestly, you'd have to cut out so much.
Never say never.
Okay, have it be like 6 hours long, and of course you have to have Officer Tenpenny in there. You have to have Sam Jackson as Tenpenny. Have to
do like a HBO series.
Have like
see, a series is one thing, but a movie is just not going to work for.
Have Travis Scott as the as a CJ.
You can do it. See, you said never, and now he's casting.
No,
the damn
I'm casting it. Like I'm just This is no. Here's the thing. Never. I'm saying never because imagine getting all these people together. Right. Yeah.
You never know.
Rockstar's gonna dump $1 billion at someone's feet and say, "Make us a 6-hour GTA movie based around San Andreas."
One of the other things that I think is a problem with adapting games and similar media into film is filmmakers, directors, writers, everybody, usually probably don't have time to sit down and all as a team play entirely through the games they're trying to adapt.
Yeah.
So that's why I think their research is usually half-assed, and what they come out with is usually not doing justice to the game. If they had time for at least the writer, director, The writer and director, I would say, are the minimum to play through the entire game.
I'd say at least the cinematographer, too.
Yeah, probably cinematographer. Yeah, and then at least the actors see a decent amount of it. Yes. And then the costume designers obviously get the proper screenshots and references they need. Costume designers, makeup artists. Then maybe you could make it.
I get that.
Convincing enough, but I just don't think they ever put that level of effort into making a game.
Which is why I think now we're getting the reverse, and I think it's actually working for the benefit.
This, if it's based off the books, as long as enough people on the team read the books and it's true to the books, it could still end up being a pretty cool series.
Probably.
So we'll have to see.
Well, here's my thinking. Video games are becoming way more cinematic now, because now the graphics are able to do that. Because you play the new God of War, it's pretty much a movie. You play the new Last of Us, pretty much a movie. You play The Witcher 3, pretty much a movie. Cinema grade quality shit. Well. The Uncharted games as well. And yeah, I think video games themselves are becoming more cinematic, and plus where the person can actually interact and do stuff in the world of the game that is cinematic quality.
Well, source material is rarely inferior to anything.
Well, yeah, because
when it comes to art, so
source material, you build it up in your head.
Arguing that is kind of like it's daylight outside during the day.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to this.
It's not so much of making something superior to the source material as it is just doing justice to the source material.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Here we go. The Witcher official teaser trailer by Netflix. God, we take our sweet ass time with this shit.
I remember hearing stories about witches. Is it true what they say?
Elves are the original sorcerers of the continent. When humans and monsters arrived, elves taught humans how to turn chaos into magic. And then the humans slaughtered them.
Chaos is the most dangerous thing in this world. But without control, chaos will kill you.
So that's all life is to you? Monsters and money?
It's all it needs to be.
Something out there waits for you.
This child will be extraordinary.
Yennefer, imagine the most powerful woman in the world. Do you have what it takes?
She's where they came. You can't outrun destiny just because you're terrified of it. It's coming.
Find guild of Rivia. I can't do this without you.
No matter what you choose, you'll come out bloody.
So it is based off the books primarily, it looks like, not the games.
Which actually, if you're going from the very beginning, yes. I'd say, because the story of Geralt is a very sprawling story and goes across a huge, vast amount of characters and a whole lot of the world within as well.
Yeah.
Within The Witcher. And I think with this, we're getting, I think we may very well be getting if this is successful, I think this has the potential to not only to continue and grow into something huge. Because say what you want about Stranger Things. Stranger Things, these the 3 seasons of Stranger Things we've had. I mean, the show has been immensely successful. And a lot of people, and it's changed how a lot of people, I know there's other series that have come out that have really made people just be like, I really don't like watching TV anymore, and instead I just get streaming services like this. I think this is going to be one, especially if they nail the fantasy aspect, because
I didn't like the way the spider looked. I think there was some shit that looked kind of like low grade. To be quite honest, if I had to nitpick at it, I think that there was some stuff that looked like a TV series, not like an HBO series. And that is not so like, I'm still good with like watching 80s shows and series. Like that doesn't really bother me as much as them just doing absolute stupid shit that's completely ruining the storylines and like reinventing something that's already badass.
Well, yeah, and for me, like, my dad and my stepmom stopped watching terrestrial TV. They don't watch TV anymore, and now all they do is they stream shit off of Hulu and Netflix and Amazon.
Honestly,
that's
why
all
would
they
you
do.
not?
Well, because certain people are tied to the idea that entertainment has to come from like cable TV. I've got some friends who are just absolutely just like I don't know, man. I just can't get into just like, and I'm like, no commercials. You can watch it as much as you want, back to back consecutively.
Hey, Netflix, this is a plug, by the way. You owe us money, you rich bastards.
Yeah, give me money.
As soon as I saw Daredevil, and then the Punisher came out, I was like,
that's it.
This is great. The Punisher was so good.
But they canceled all of them.
I know.
Well,
but that was
they
more
haven't been making
Marvel
the best
Disney
decisions lately, and this is one of those things.
That wasn't Netflix's decision.
Yeah.
That was Marvel and Disney being like, those characters are ours, by the way.
Like, Stranger Things is one of the few things holding Netflix up right now, and this may be one of the other deciding factors as to whether or not a lot of people like cancel their subscriptions, I feel like, to Netflix.
Amazon's got this Tolkien series coming out,
right? Based in
which is supposed to be a bunch of money poured into it. So.
If you watch anime, Hulu absolutely kicks the shit out of Netflix.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Anime is
everybody.
Anime, that's Hulu's home. Hulu is home to where the anime is. Netflix
still has a better movie selection for the most part, but Hulu's actually starting to step their game up on that a little too.
Or if we want to be real, Kiss Anime, but I didn't say that.
Oh well. We do not condone piracy, but we cannot stop you from doing so.
It happens.
I mean,
hard.
This is not an endorsement of video piracy. Oh well, it is what it is. But if Netflix can push stuff like this out, I mean, I'll be happy.
Oh yeah,
I'll be very happy if they can push shit like this out that absolutely blows the doors off. Because dark fantasy, like high fantasy is, I hope is going to be here back on the upswing, because a lot of people were disappointed with how Game of Thrones ended.
That's what I was about to say.
Very
this actually has a opportunity to take a spot that was left open by
there's a void.
People's basically disownment of Game of Thrones because of the last couple seasons.
And if the trend continues, and the Game of Thrones series that HBO says they're working on next, it's going to be a prequel series. If that doesn't work, then I mean, it all depends on how things go. Because right now with this, I mean, it looks like Netflix is attempting to take the reins from HBO, because the majority of the watchers of HBO's of Game of Thrones was on the HBO Go app.
Oh yeah,
the majority was on the HBO Go app.
Streaming services for music, or almost all media, is just that's the dominant.
That's it.
Yeah, and it's cell phones mostly.
Yeah. Hello.
So,
except mine's broken.
The future is here, folks.
Yeah. So, I want to see this. I do. I can't wait for it. I mean, whenever the hell it comes out, I'm going to be. I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it.
I'm hopeful for it to be good.
I'm crossing my fingers.
I don't have the most faith for it to be awesome. Like, I'm pretty cautious about it, but it has the potential if they do the right things, I guess. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
The guy definitely looks the part.
Well, yeah, Henry Cavill is just a monster. He's like 6'4", 250 pounds. He stays in good shape. He stays in really good shape. And if this is his next step moving on from Superman, hey, more power to you, bro. I mean, you're killing it here so far.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got to move on from here, ladies and gentlemen. We've probably talked your all's ears off because we can't shut the hell up. So, I guess until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chad.
And we'll see you then. Peace out.